Our research set out to investigate the relationship between proximity to military or industrial land, poverty, and rates of environmental illness in cities within San Diego County. Given the backdrop of significant industrial military presence, we hypothesized that both proximity to such areas and poverty would be strong predictors of environmental illness rate.
Studies in other cities have linked proximity to industrial sites with increased health issues like lymphoma and lung disease. Similar risks may exist in San Diego, especially around industrial plants and military bases. However, most research on San Diego's environmental health focuses on sewage from Mexico and overlooks other hazards. Comprehensive data on these environmental illnesses is lacking, which harms these communities' health.
Moving on to hypothesis, we predict that there will be a strong positive correlation between neighborhoods' proximity to military or industrial land and the rates of environmental illness. We expect to find the positive correlation strongest amongst neighborhoods with higher rates of poverty, such as National City and Alcohol. We also expect to find lower rates of illness in wealthier neighborhoods, even if they are in close proximity to port or naval bases, such as Gaslamp Quarter and Marina.
To perform our analysis, we collected 3 datasets from San Diego County's public data catalog. The first dataset describes rates of various diseases broken down by demographic group and city. The second contains the percentage of residents below the federal poverty level for each city in San Diego County. We merged these 2 datasets and also added latitude and longitude using OpenStreetMap's Nominatim geocoder. The final dataset is a shapefile describing how every plot of land in San Diego County is used, which we loaded into a geodata frame using GeoPandas.
When performing our EDA, this plot was the most telling for datasets 1 and 2. It displays rates of various diseases for each city as well as each city's poverty rate. We noticed that asthma is the most common condition among residents of National City and El Cajon, both of which have poverty rates above 24%. And in cities with poverty rates less than 12%, cancer and heart disease are the most common conditions by a wide margin.
Here, we have computed distances between each city and its closest military or industrial land plot. Larger dots are closer to relevant land plots, and darker dots have higher poverty rates. The darkest dot is National City, while one of the lightest is Coronado. This is an interesting result because both are in close proximity to relevant land plots but have very different poverty rates.
Here we observe that the only significant outlier in our data was Lemon Grove's rate of overall heart disease. While we were unable to fully explain this, we suspect it's due to the relatively low population skewing the rate per 100,000 residents. However, including or excluding this value did not significantly affect our observation.
To perform more rigorous data analysis, we first performed a Monte Carlo simulation and average nearest neighbors analysis. The left plot is the result of randomly positioning each city in San Diego. If our hypothesis is well supported, then this randomized data should not have the same relationships as observed in the true dataset. After 1,000 randomized simulations, we created the right plot and were able to conclude that poverty rate and proximity are statistically significant predictors of illness rates with a p-value of 0.018.
However, this analysis did not fully account for poverty rate as a predictor because average nearest neighbor analysis is typically suited for studying a single predictor variable. So, we modeled our data using a Poisson point process instead. The result of running the regression was that poverty rate was very statistically significant, while proximity had a p-value of 0.117 and therefore was not significant. This tells us that poverty rate is a better predictor of environmental illnesses rates, and plotting the model's predictions based on each city's poverty rate yields a very similar plot to the one produced during our EDA.
So, in conclusion, contrary to our initial hypothesis, our analysis revealed that proximity to military or industrial land was not a statistically significant predictor of environmental illness rates. One possible source of errors in our finding is that the county's provided data sets are incomplete due to underreporting in areas not well served by healthcare services. However, this results highlights a crucial aspect of public health, while environmental factors like proximity to industrial and military sites are important. The socioeconomic context of the neighborhoods plays a more decisive role in shaping health outcomes. Thank you.